You're listening to the news. Today on the news, there is no news. Everything's great. There's no issues. Everybody's having a great time. Everybody is doing good. That's the end of the news. Now we're going to play some smooth jazz to play out the news, because we have another 27 minutes of news and no news to give you. So one of our newsreaders is just going to start playing the saxophone real quick.
Discover a better drawing
He's just going to learn. He's never played the saxophone before. But we figure what better way to learn how to play the saxophone than just right now. Live on the news, you know? And then what if this becomes the news? Do you know what I mean? Like, what if tomorrow on the news we say the real news is, this guy, Mr. Newsreader, learned how to play the saxophone live on the television. Like, it's meta, That's what they say. That's what the kids say. It's so meta, Kids say all sorts of weird shit. You ever notice that? Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, that's so meta. And I'm like, what does that mean? What's it supposed to mean? I don't know. I'm not a Scientologist. I'm not a science station. I'm just a man. A man with a dream. And that dream is to draw a picture of a mouse driving a car. Is it a good dream? Who's to say? But it is a dream. So where were we yesterday? So we've got him to walk up to the car. We didn't do a whole lot yesterday. He's up to the car, then he reaches over. How many frames is that? Do we make him pause there? 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. 2 frames? 2 frames? Is this real? 2 frames? I want him to be there for a second, and then he starts to move his arm. So this is going to be the tricky bit. So I think that's long enough, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. And on this one, he's going to close the door. So for this bit, this is what I did. Oh no, it's too big. It's too big. We're gonna have to erase this bit. This bit takes forever. But trust me. Trust me. Oops. Trust me. Place your trust in me. We need to erase the window as well, because the window is going to change. The window is going to change. All of this is going to change. So, first of all, we need this to be black. We need this to be, I would say, 3. Is that too wide? Maybe 2. Is 2 the number? 2 is the number. Okay. Okay. So with that, we can see the door looks like it's closing. Which means we also need to draw a new window, which I reckon would go about here. Does the window look like it's moving? A little bit. A little bit. Okay. So then we're going to do the wheel like that. And then we're just going to color the rest of it in. So this is my technique. People might say, "Oh, that's not a very good technique. I'm not interested." You know, people might say, oh, there's a better way to do that than that. I'm not interested. I do things my way. I should probably advertise this stream somehow, well, shouldn't I? Maybe I should go onto the BBC website and be like, hey, BBC, what do you think? Do you like me? All right. All right. Back to animating. I took a second there to give my children some soup. And the children said to me, Papa, why is this soup so hot? And I said, dang it, kids, you want soup or not? And the kids were like, Papa, our mouth burns. You're supposed to look after us, Papa. You're not supposed to hurt us. And I said, you sound like my ex-wife. This isn't good. This isn't good, is it? I don't mean the animation. The animation's fine. I mean the bit that I'm doing. My kids. I should probably cut that out. This bit's not going to look good on YouTube. I don't think. You know what I mean? Would you guys rather that I actually talked? Or they just animated? You know, what's better? What's optimal? What would thou prefer? As they say. So we're going to just color this bit in. Like this. I think that's okay. So we move that down to 1. And then we get him. So where should the hand be? It should be here. I think that looks right, doesn't it? Hi, what's up? We are animating the door again, but this time I'm going to do it on the stream so you can all see how the door works. So I don't know where you were, if you missed last time. I was using Streamlabs to stream with, and it's garbage. So I decided to just use, you can download the Twitch app, like just Twitch on your iPad. So I downloaded that instead, and I'm using that now, and it seems to work way better than Streamlabs. So Streamlabs fucking sucks. No, so he's not going to get in. Let me explain. I'll go back and show you the whole bit if you want. But what happened was, at the very start, he's going to get out of the car, right? Let's just go from the very beginning, and I'll narrate it. So he's driving his car. He stops it here, gets out of his car, walks over to his house, realizes that he forgot to close the door, and now he's closing the door, right? Now, the reason that happened is, 1, it's a funny gag, but 2, I was so pleased with the door opening frame, but I drew all of this shit, and I got to about here, I think, when I realized that he got out of the car. I didn't close the door again, which is stupid. I really should have done that. But I couldn't be bothered to go back and reanimate it. So I thought, all right, well, what if I make the gag? He goes to his house, then he realizes he hasn't locked the door. So he goes back to the door to close it, and that's the gag. And then I thought, well, what if I do that? Like, what if that's a recurring bit? So like every time you see him come home, there'll be a couple of different times where he comes home. And then every time he comes home, he like leaves the door open and he turns around and he closes the door again. But on like the 3rd or the 4th time he does that, he forgets to close the door. And then somebody gets into his car and drives away with it. You know? Like, I didn't say he was going to eat his kids. But the kids may... listen, kids may be eaten. I'm not gonna spoil the end of it. Kids may end up... I mean, you know, that's what mice do, right? They eat their kids. I feel like this is something... I don't know if it was you. I talked to somebody about this on the stream. Where I'm like, is it mice or rats that eat their kids? Apparently it's rats. But I'm like, hey man, artistic license. You know what I mean? Mice can eat their kids too. I believe in them. I believe in the power of the mice. If they want to eat their kids, they can. So this is how I animate the door. It's rats, mice. What's the difference, right? So, oh, I didn't color the window in, did I? I didn't color the window in. Oh, I'm a bloody fool. I'm a flipping fool. We'll do that now then. The mice union, they'll never find me. Plus, all I'm doing is telling the truth, you know what I mean? All the people will be like, release the mouse files, and then the mouse union's like, we don't think that that's a good idea. There's a lot of incriminating evidence on the mouse files. And like, why wouldn't you release the mouse files unless there's something in the mouse files that you don't want us to know about? You know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, well, you know, hey, oh, what the fuck did he do? He did something where he's like, oh yeah, he wanted to whatever the football team that used to be called the Redskins. He's like, why don't we make them the Redskins again? And you're like, that's that's some real good deflection right there. Guys, don't worry about the most notorious pedophile in the world. What if we could just, you know, slag off Indians again? Remember that? Let's go back to that, you know. He's a real piece of work, that guy. You know what I mean? What a fucking asshole. Oh, man. Listen, we don't know that Trump didn't go to Josh's Island. We don't know that. We don't know. He seems like the kind of guy, doesn't he? Oh, Gareth, I'm using the Twitch app instead of the Streamlabs, and so far everything seems to be going really well. Can you believe it? All I had to do was fucking to stream on Twitch. All I needed to do was download Twitch. Can you believe it? Fucking unbelievable. So, this is how I animated the door the first time. You just rub out the door. It takes forever. But like I said before, this is what I like about animation. You know? Josh's island is disguised as his house. Oh, you shouldn't laugh. Thousands of children suffered at the hands of that man, but oh boy, oh boy. It's about there, maybe? It's funny because it's not true. Or maybe it is true. I don't know. I'll never tell. He'll never tell. That looks door-like, doesn't it? That looks like a door. One door. Thousands. I feel like thousands is right. You know what I mean? I don't know. None of my children were involved, so that I know of. I'm really bad at perspective, so this bit always takes me forever to get the window perspective right. The window will also probably change shape, you know. Yeah, that window's way bigger. That's no good. It needs to be smaller. Like that, probably. I've also made the window thicker. I must have used just like... let me go back and do that again. I don't like it. I must have just used size 1 brush for that. Did I? Yeah, that's probably what I did. That doesn't look much different though, does it? I don't think so. I don't think that's right. Something's wrong. What? Does that look a little better? I don't know. I don't know. You know, I heard today that our Lord and Savior Ozzy Osbourne, WWE Hall of Famer Ozzy Osbourne, passed away today. And so I thought, as a tribute to the big man, I will draw some pictures of mice walking through a door. Yeah, apparently he's in the Hall of Fame. He went in like 2021, I think. Isn't that wild? Ozzy Osbourne. What we should do, We should like look up a list of all the people, all the celebrities in the WWE Hall of Fame, because it's quite the list. You know what I mean? And that's a list Donald Trump's on, but probably the only list that Donald Trump is on that we're aware of. I can't imagine he would be on any other kind of list. I mean, really, you know, that guy, except maybe most handsome president. Because, you know, he's always talking about how great he is. A guy like that would never do anything wrong, to my knowledge. So, Ozzy Osbourne. I don't remember why Ozzy went into the Hall of Fame. He did something. He's in there alongside Donald Trump and Snoop Dogg and Drew Carey. Classic bit, Drew Carey. Obviously, Drew Carey deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for his contributions to wrestling because he was in the best Royal Rumble of all time, 2001. Osbourne was inducted into the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame for his various appearances, notably for his appearance at WrestleMania 2, 1986, when he and Lou Albano managed the British Bulldogs in their tag team win over the Dream Team. Well, would you look at that? That's all it takes. How do you get into the WWE Hall of Fame? I don't know. Managed the British Bulldogs. Jim Cornette managed the British Bulldog. Is he in the Hall of Fame yet? I don't know if he is. He probably is, right? It'd be weird if Jim Cornette wasn't in the Hall of Fame. But then there's loads of people not in the Hall of Fame. There's loads of people that are in the Hall of Fame. So, in conclusion, I don't know. I hope I made that very clear. I hope that cleared everything up. If you ever had any issues. You know, I was going to draw a frog just for Ozzy Osbourne, but I thought, no, I want to keep working on the mice. Because I don't know what I would do with the frog, you know. Guys, what do you do with a frog? You know what I mean? Jim Cornette's not in there, but Ozzy Osbourne and Drew Carey are. Fair enough. Now, I think it's different with, like, celebrities, because the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame, like, none of that doesn't matter, right? If you say, what, Donald Trump's in the Hall of Fame, but, you know, Carl Dinkins isn't, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't matter. The celebrity part of the Hall of Fame is just, like, it's clearly garbage. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's all silliness. So, but plus he'll go in at some point. I would be surprised. What did Carlton from Fresh Prince do? I mean, again, you don't actually have to do anything. You could just, you know, like the wrestling. Like Jim Carrey likes wrestling. I bet he'll be in the Hall of Fame soon. Yeah, he doesn't need to, that's it. He doesn't need to do anything. He just needs to, like, show up and be appreciative of the WWE. And, you know, show a blind eye to the happenings in Saudi Arabia. And you too could be in the Hall of Fame. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's not hard. Oh, yeah, just the character. Yeah. I think that's fair. You know what I mean? I bet if you watch like Fresh Prince now, he's always talking about Hulk Hogan, you know. I heard Hulk Hogan was like super popular with that audience. I don't know if that's true. I never like looked it up properly. It's something I heard. You know, but like they seem to talk about him a lot. So maybe it is true. Yeah, exactly. This wants to be a real American, you know. And who wouldn't? Drinking that delicious beer that real Americans drink. You know, it seems like a great time. Doing all the other crap that real Americans do. That I don't know what that is. Some kind of rally. They love a rally, dude. Fucking love a rally, you know? I don't know what's up with them. Let me see. That needs to be a little thicker, I think. Doesn't it? That needs to be like... That looks right. Look at this. Do you know how, like, in Disney, there was this one guy that could always draw, like, characters, like, moving their heads and talking at the same time? I think Disney are going to be like, dude, we got to get a guy that can just animate doors closing properly. We need a door closing guy, you know? We can do everything else, all right? But we fucking need a door closing guy. I'm going to be like, hello, look at my portfolio. And it's just like 1 billion doors closing. I'm like, wow, you did this? You did this yourself? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I did. Pretty impressive. Would I work for Disney if they paid me enough? Sure. I would work for Disney if they let me work on DuckTales. 100%. But that's it. DuckTales are nothing. If there's no DuckTales, not interested. You know? DuckTales are bust. That's all I like. And they're like, we stopped making DuckTales like 10 years ago. I'm like, well, then you and I have a problem, Mr. Disney. And they're like, Mr. Disney died a long time ago. Like, huh, I see. I have not been paying attention to the Disney Corporation. And they're like, well, we're starting to rethink our contract with you. Please, give us back all of the money we gave you. And I'm like, I already spent it on car. So, don't know what to tell you, man. Unless you want me to just give you the car back, but I'm obviously not going to do that because how am I going to get anywhere without my car? You know, I didn't actually buy a car with the money, but I just told them I did so they would leave me alone. Because I didn't think Disney would repossess my car. Disney wouldn't do that kind of thing. He's somewhere, man. He's somewhere. I don't think they would let him go. Like, I don't think there's not really like a Walt Disney graveyard. Is there like a gravestone? I don't think so. Like, where is it? Where's the resting place of Walt Disney? What if that was... I like the idea that it's in the park. That, like, you go into the park and you go, like, I'm going to go on the big ride. I don't know what any of the rides are called in Disneyland. I want to go on the big ride. I want to go on the big mice ride. And the one from Cars, too. And then in the middle of the park, there's just a big fucking half-dug grave with, like, Walt Disney's corpse sticking out of it. And they're like, this is it. If you want to see the father of animation, you can kind of see a skeleton right here. You know? And my kids are like, this isn't as fun as you guys said it was going to be. And the parents are like, we spent £48,000 on these tickets. I don't know how much it costs to go to Disneyland. One would assume £48,000 is the correct amount of money. I'm not going to pretend that I've never been to Disneyland. Doesn't seem like my kind of place. You know. Not enough open graves. How does this look? Looks pretty smooth, doesn't it? Oh, look at this. Fucking Doormaster strikes again. Oh, hot damn. I didn't specify what currency they were in. 48,000 could be 48 rubles. You know, 48,000 rubles. And these days, Russia, America, what's the difference? Pretty close. They're best friends. Donald Trump. I don't know why people are always so angry at Donald Trump. Look at the people he's friends with. He's best friends with Putin. He's trying to be best friends with Kim Jong-un. You know, these are guys that other people wouldn't be friends with. And there's Donald Trump going, you know what? I'm going to be friends with him. I'm going to take him under my wing. I'm going to show them that, you know, life is worth living. Just because people bullied you doesn't mean that you can't go out and enjoy your life, you know? And in some ways, it's to be commended, you know? What a nice man, doing the nice things for those people. Everybody hates Putin, not Trump. No, sir, he likes him. So, you know, he clearly sees something in him. Like that. Does that look better? Like that? That looks okay. I think that's okay. It needs to get a little wider as it goes out, you know? They put the white in there? I did. That sounds a bit like Donald Trump, doesn't it? Did I put the white in there? We're getting there. We're getting there. This is good, man. You see how long it takes to draw a door? Not that long. Not that long. You go to all those other, big studios, they're going to say, you want me to do a door? Opening and closing? You want me to close the door? All right, but it's going to cost you. That doesn't come cheap. We need a dedicated door guy just to be able to close the door. And that stuff ain't cheap. Trust us. We're in the animation business. We know what we like. We've been looking for doors. Not easy to find them, We know what it means for a guy to open and close a door. Hard to come by in this industry. And I walk through the door. Yo, I'll do it for a packet of sausages. And they're like, no, come on, man. We're trying to lowball this guy. I mean, highball him. We're trying to get him to pay us. I'm like, all right, I'll do it for 2 packs of sausages. And the frying pan that it takes to cook those sausages in. Because I'm hungry. I'm feeling hungry, And then the animation company get pissed off at me. They're like, no, we're trying to, get money out of this guy. And I'm like, who needs money when you get sausages? You ever see a pig farmer being, thin and unhappy? No, dude, he's fat and happy because he's eating all the sausages. He gets the sausages. That's the best job when you say a pig farmer. You just get the sausages. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? Where do I get sausages from? If you're you right now, which you probably are, you're probably sitting there going, where am I going to get sausages from at this time of night? If you're a pig farmer, that's where you get sausages from. The pig farm. You just go outside and shoot a pig. Go, give me that sausage, And then you get the sausage from him somehow. I'm not sure as to how the process works with acquiring sausages from a pig, but it's probably not that hard. I reckon I could do it. You give me a pig and a knife and a big chunk of salt, and I reckon I can get me some bacon. Yeah, that's what I reckon. And by this point, the guy's looking to get somebody to animate the door. They've already left. They're like, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. You're creeping us out. We're unnerved by your patter, I think this is looking pretty good, man. Looking pretty good. Good. I think it's looking pretty good. It's a shame everybody left already. I haven't even started eating my biscuits yet. And I got biscuits, man. I got biscuits for days. I say that, I've only got biscuit for one day, which is today. But I got them. They're like Galaxy cookies. I was going to get the M&M ones, but I thought, no, man. Treat yourself. Why not live life on the edge? The edge of what, you're probably asking? Don't worry about it. It's not important. Cliff? Sure. Let's say cliff. All right. Let's see. I like it. I like it. I want to fix this. Wham. And I want to fix this. Wham. Maybe this bit. Wham. Yeah. Yeah. Something off about this, but I don't know what it is. I think it's the perspective. I don't know. But it's looking all right, I think. So if we copy that, paste it here, and then this should just be the door closed then. Shouldn't it? I think so. It should just be the door closed. So we should just be able to erase all this and color it in. Yeah. I think that's right. So we'll just, where it would have been, no. That looks right. I would say that's right. Yeah. And then we'll color the window in now. Give the window a little bit of color. Color it in the window. Start off on the edges like a jigsaw. Work your way in, you know? Delicious. Delicious window. That's what my kids eat all the time. This window. Probably saying, you shouldn't give your kids glass. I'm like, listen, I don't give my kids glass. They just love eating it. You know, you turn around, they're chomping on glass. I'm like, guys, stop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop, man. Child services are gonna be on my butt again. Excuse me, a lot of more complaints about your children eating glass. I'm like, don't listen to other people, man. They're just being silly. I wouldn't put any stock in what other people think about my children. It's just rude of them to be making accusations about my children, you know. I don't think we need to dwell into that too much. I think we should just carry on. You know, you live your life, I live my life. We never see each other. I think that's a good way to live, man, don't you? And the policemen are like, getting a lot of complaints, dude. Let me see your children's teeth. I'm like, we don't have to do that. We don't. Just let me look at their gums, man. You know. And I'm like, are you a real policeman? Trying to look at some of my children's gums? It seems suspicious. Seems like a weird thing that a policeman would do. I'm gonna have to take your badge number and your name because I'm gonna report you to the authorities, and the authorities are the police. You are the authorities, so I'm gonna report you to you. And I hope you have a bad day, sir. And I close the door. And I go, I think I got away with it. You know, and then the policeman says, I can still hear you through the door. It sounded like you said, I think I got away with it. You know, and I'm like, no. I was watching a television program. And that was in it. That was a line in it. I was like, it sounded like your voice, though. I'm like, no. It's a television program. That's where I got the voice from, actually. From the television program, you know. Okay. So I think we should probably leave that for a frame. You know what I mean? I think we need a frame or two of nothing happening. You need to do that sometimes in animation. You can't just like, if you have everything moving all the time, it ruins your sense of timing. You need to have a couple of frames where, it's usually like 5 frames, I think. 4 or 5 frames where like, it's just the same bit, you know? You know what I mean? I can explain that easier when I go back and I'll show you. I just want to get these frames in order. So we're just going to copy and paste the background. I realized at some point, I really shouldn't have made his house look like this. I should have made his house look a little bit better. And then the other mouse, his house should look more run down. Like this one. But I decided against that. Mainly because it would have involved me going back to go and change a lot of the backgrounds. And I couldn't be bothered. I just dropped my phone, but don't worry about it. I picked it up again. So if you were worried about me dropping my phone, you don't have to be. It's all sweet, baby. It's all sweet. This seems to be working way better than Streamlabs, so that's cool. Very happy about that. So where were we? Let me see. I would like 2 frames of that. 2 or 3 frames, I think. Oh, we're still here. I need to be on this layer. That's what I need. This one. Post that right there. Okay. Give me 1 second till I look at my phone. I know I shouldn't be looking at my phone, but that's what I'm doing. So, look, man, it's the 21st century. Everybody has to look at something. Do you know what I mean? And that's, you can quote me on that. You can put that in my big book of funny quotes. Everybody has to look at something. So, I think that's okay. Yeah. Let me see. Let's go back to the beginning. I would leave that for a couple extra seconds. Oh, the bloody adverts. They never end. Don't look at the adverts. It's not important. They'll try to fool you into thinking the adverts are important. They're not important. They're a bane on our existence. They have ruined our lives. I think about this a lot. Like how there's so many adverts everywhere that we're just so... That's just our life now. We're just accustomed. We're bombarded with adverts all the time. We just have to live with the fact that just adverts everywhere. Everything has adverts in it. And now when you go to YouTube, it used to be you had like 6 seconds to watch the advert and then you could skip the advert. But now you can't do that. Who knows what I'm talking about? It could be anything. I don't mind people who prefer a calzone. I'm going to say that. I would prefer pizza, obviously. I think that pizza is the preferred way to eat that item of food. But a calzone, like, I get it, you know. It's in a way it's harder to eat than a regular pizza. Do you know what I mean? Because a regular pizza comes in slices. Pick up the slices. You don't pick up the whole pizza and take a bite out of it. What kind of monster would do that, you know? But with a calzone, you kind of just, you can lift it all up, but you just have to chomp on it like a sandwich. And then, like, sometimes all the goop comes out. And you don't want the goop coming out, you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like Gwyneth Paltrow over here, but there's nothing worse than goop coming out. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is where we are now. Full 2 slices on top of each other. Eat most of the pizza. I have done that where you get 2 slices, put them on top of each other, and eat it like that. Yeah. I did. You know what I did? It wasn't a calzone, because a calzone is like a folded over pizza. But what I did is I got a pizza and then made the pizza and then put another pizza dough on top of it. So it was like an actual pizza pie. I ate that. That was so good. This stream is with just the Twitch app from the iPad. I just downloaded Twitch and then signed in and streamed with it. And I've had no issues with it. Everything's worked perfectly. It hasn't crashed on me. It's unbelievable. All I had to do, can you believe all I had to do to stream on Twitch was to just stream on Twitch? Unbelievable. So look at that door action. See this? Wham. Wham. I'm going to go out and... well, I haven't got money yet. Once they start giving me money, I'll really start chilling for them. My gosh. It's going to be amazing. So I think... do you think that's long enough for him to look at the door? Maybe another frame where he looks at the door. Well, there. And then this one, he'll have to start walking away again. Show them the door. Oh, Patrick. Oh, Patrick. Why I can't understand why your comedy special didn't work out. It had such promise, you know. Those other people, they were just jealous of your comedy. They're like, we can't let a guy like this rule the comedy roost. We'll be ruined. He's too good. He's got too many jokes. We'll look like fools, you know. His arm's gonna come back now. If that makes sense. He's gonna put his arm back down by his side, and then he's gonna walk away. Should he walk away while he's putting his arm down by his side, or should he just put his arm down and then walk away? That's the real question. And who is the answers? I probably should, but I don't. How long is an arm? That's probably long. That's as long as I think an arm is. And I don't know. I didn't go to arm school. It's about arm's length. See, this is what I'm saying, Pat. Those other comics are like, my God, he's got us again. Where does he get his jokes from? He's too quick. He's too quick. We'll never be able to compete with this man. We're going to have to cancel him. And then go looking through all your old tweets and seeing if you've got any about, you know, bad stuff. Is that one okay? It doesn't look like it's made like a whole lot of difference. Art Attack equal art school. Did you ever do any of this stuff? Oh, Pats, you make me laugh anyway. Speedy Superhero, Drop Dead Fred. Did anybody ever do like the Art Attack stuff in Art Attack? You know how like he was like, you know, if you get 17 toilet roll tubes and some glue and a cast, you can make your own hospital, you know. Oh yeah, I could never. My parents, well, they were never around, you know, because of all the busy things that they were up to, that they told me they were up to, and they couldn't pick me up from school because they had to go and do all the things. You know, I'm like, that's fair enough. You're busy. You're adults. You have a lot of busy stuff going on. That's fair enough. I understand. You know. That was a bit. Maybe cut that bit out. You know. This is the thing. I wanted to. If the stream went well, like maybe I'll save this one and use this as the archive, the beginning of the archives on YouTube. Then I'm like, a lot of this content isn't great, so I don't know if I'll be able to use this for YouTube. Is that too far? That's too far. It's way too far. It needs to be like here. Yeah, that's better. I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway. I just mean that, like, if I'm showing, you know, potential employers are like, hey man, let me see some of your animation work. I'm like, oh yo, look, here's a video of me animating my door, and I just show them the 5-second clip of me with the door, just like, I'm just like, ooh. I just show them that. This is the clip for YouTube. Ready? Ooh. It has to be like 30 seconds long, right? Does it? How long can I make this mouse? Open and close the door. Ooh. Is he gonna ooh. Yeah, he closed it. Oh, he's back open it again. Ooh. Go to the start of the door. Here? That's about the start of the door. Ooh. It's great stuff, you know. People are like, why don't you have 1 million followers on Twitch? After the door closes. Like that. Ooh. Hello, everybody. My name is Flipper Arm. I'm very sick. All right, where is he? This is taking me like weeks to do. And part of it's because, like, you know, we're busy people, so I don't really have a whole lot of time to sit down and animate a lot. But it's still quite a trek. So now, where are we? Right there. So now we can go down here, I think, right? That's probably okay. And if we do this, we could probably close the arm now, I think, could we? Maybe we could close the arm now. I don't think people are going to get too upset about the arm. You know, nobody's going to be like, yo, I watched your animation. And yeah, the door was smooth as hell, but that guy's arm when he closed the door, what was that about, you know? Why isn't this picking up? Why isn't this picking up the fucking color? There we go. That's an arm. By the way, obviously, a lot of, because these are just frames, a lot of this is going to be redrawn. You know, I'm going to go in and color in the mouse at some point. Oops. So it's just kind of like a frame, so I know where everything goes, you know. So let's have a look at what we've done today. What have we done today, kids? Wait. Why is there a little dot right here? Gotta get rid of that dot. There's a dot right here. Oops, that was me. But this dot right here. Okay, we got rid of it. So let's have a look. I think whenever I was on yesterday, I got to about here. Me and Matt were on the stream yesterday, and we got to about here. That's frame 155. So now I'm on frame 174. So that tells how quickly this stuff takes. Let me see. Let's go right from the beginning of the from about here. What? You got 600 views on YouTube for sucking at this terrible game? Wow. Look, I should clarify that I don't think that game is terrible, because I've never played that game. How could I possibly know if it's terrible or not? I mean, it looked terrible. Josh, if you're watching this, don't watch this. You know? Yeah, well, you were busy though, right? I think, you know what? This is fun talking about the paddock, but maybe we should talk about good games that Pats has played recently. What about that? Maybe we should do that. What's fretless? Or are you talking about a fretless bass? Is fretless a new game? Ooh, that sounds fun. I have not played that. I'll have to check that out. That'll be good. Ooh. Oh, you know what I can do? I was going to look it up, but then I'm like, you know, fuck it, I'm on a stream, right? I can just do this now. I can look it up right now. Fretless. This one? Whoa, look at this. Turn-based RPG. We combat enemies by playing riffs on the guitar. Oh, okay, whatever. Wow, look at that. Look at this guy. Okay. I'll come back to that. You want to watch the trailer? Where was it? I don't know. Can you hear it through the iPad? Is this okay to do on a stream? It's just like watch somebody else's trailer? I don't think it matters. because I'm not actually getting paid for this. I like the sprite work. This is pretty funky. Whoa. May 22nd. I didn't even know that was out, man. That looks cool. I'm still on Xenoblade Chronicles, but I'm at the bit in Xenoblade now where I have to grind for like 1 billion hours, and I just like I'll play it for like an hour or two a day, and then I'll be like, I don't think I did anything. Like I didn't accomplish anything. I barely like got any levels up. Well, I mean like I didn't get any levels. Like I just didn't get a whole lot of experience. And there's a bit where like you have to fight somebody outside of the big mech suit. So you need to have like levels ready for that. But I'm under leveled for it because I've just been using the mech suit to do it. And I don't have any of the... And I have good gear and stuff, but I'm just like getting my ass kicked all the time. I have a load of different missions started. I'm just constantly getting my dick kicked in. And I'm like, I don't know if this is fun. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, games are supposed to be fun. And I want to beat it. But I also like... I'm real tempted because I get paid next week. And I really want to buy Tony Hawk's 3 and 4. I know that if I buy Tony Hawk's 3 and 4, I'm not going to play Xenoblade. I'm going to put it down and I'll just never go back to it. Right. But that's like, I'll just forget about it. I'll just start playing Tony Hawk's. I'm like, oh, you know what fucking rips? And it's easy to play? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. It's the best. I love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. It's so good, you know? And, right, there's just a point where you're like, I don't... And it depends. Like, some games are okay for it. Like, I don't mind grinding in Pokemon. I don't mind that at all. Although, you don't even need to grind in Pokemon anymore. I love grinding in, like, Gold and Silver. You don't grind in Pokemon anymore. You don't have to. The game level just you up so much by itself, you know? Like, if you grind in Pokemon these days, that's insane. Because you literally don't have to. They give you everything you need, you know? See, Pats is a real gamer. See that? He doesn't need to grind in Expedition. Yeah, but I don't see you playing the paddock, though. Let's see you play the paddock. Yeah, you'll need to grind for that. It's a quality game. So, this is going to be the tricky bit. I have to erase the mouse and move him to the left. And this bit is probably going to be tricky because the onion skinning isn't... No, the onion skinning is not there. Onion skinning is on, but sometimes it doesn't work right. So I just have to guess. I just have to guess where the mouse was and where the mouse is going to be. It's a fun trick. I think if I leave a lot of these like kind of green lines in it, I might be able to guess easier. Extra stuff. Well, that's what you want, don't you? You want to get stuck into the extra stuff. Let's see. So the mouse was... His ear is there. So we need him to be here. That's not the right shade of green. Oh, the problems. Oh, the trials and tribulations of animation. You gotta get the right shade of green. Should he flip his head? What if he turns around? So this one he's facing the right, but in this one we'll kind of like go face on with him because he's gonna move. Yeah, and then his body's gonna move over a little bit. I think like this. So his arm is gonna be here and here. Oops. And then his leg is gonna be here. That's what I think. That's what I think is gonna happen. That's what I'm gonna do. Yes, yes, yes. This is the problem I have Like, I find this fun. I don't know if other people will find this fun. So maybe this is the ceiling that my stream will have. Where they're like, you're just animating stuff. This is boring. I'm like, I know. You beat Simon on both stages. Simon Belmont. Classic Simon. That guy. Love that Simon. That is the thing with those games. You have to just it's never just like get your stats up. It's always like you have to optimize everything. You have to get everything right. You know? And it can be a pain. It can be a pain like getting everything. 'Cause sometimes you don't, especially in like a game like Xenoblade, where like you don't know what half of that crap means. You know? It can be a real nightmare. I never knew what half the stuff in Xenoblade does. I'm like, off I go. You know? A real adventure. Boop, boop, boop. How does this look? This looks okay. Yeah. There's the shoes. Okay, so we can repaint this stuff then. Put that into black. Put that into the black. Yeah. Okay, maybe we need to do this bit as well. Boop, 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 boop. Oops. Oops. Okay. Or maybe this bit too. I don't think it matters too much because this is stuff I'm going to be repainting anyway. What was the interview for? And what was the presentation about? Was it about all the new games that Pats has been playing? Because if it wasn't, I can see why you might not have done so well. Senior designer. Oh, you should show him. Oh, dude, if you get like a second go at it, show him this. Or whoa. Ah, is he gonna open it? Is he gonna close it? Ooh. And you're like, I didn't do this, but I know a guy that did it. And your interview guys can be like, well, you know a guy that could open and close a door? What? That's crazy. And you're like, I know, right? Super crazy. The wrestler. He's still wrestling. Do I want another frame there? Like there's 1, 2 frames there. Do I want another one? Yeah, I think I'm going to keep 2 there. Just to see what that looks like. This is what animation's all about, boys. Because also, like, if I don't like it, I can go back and erase the frame. It's easier to do that than add another frame, you know. What's CCEA? Is it the content control aspect of Electronic Arts? Because they really need a content, whatever the thing I said was. I've already forgot what it was. Oh boy. That's probably bad. You know, memory loss. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'll worry about that later if I remember about it, which I won't, so it's fine. Oh, exam papers for GCSEs. What what would you be designing? The exam? I don't. What would it do? Did they tell you what you would be designing? Exam papers and course materials. Okay, I get you. That sounds like fun, or at least it sounds like it's probably like a bit of a step up from what you're doing now. Because the stuff you're doing now, right? I always thought like it's interesting, but like how many times can you like redesign like a logo or whatever? You know, do it again. Okay. Do it again. Okay. You know. Have you been applying for lots of stuff? I've been applying for like all that cine stuff, but like they ask for a lot of experience that I don't have. Your work is mental at the moment, or the GCSEs are mental at the moment? Because this is the best time to start doing GCSE work. They're not gonna start for another fucking year. You're good. Are you just fed up with it? Like you just want a new course on life? Because you've been doing that for a while, right? Just want something like a new. Why is my head not working today? As soon as I turn the stream on, I'm like, do. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, you know? As I quite frequently do. I also would like a new vocation. But that's why I'm doing this. Because I'm like, some days you just gotta, excuse me, put the work in, you know? Do it yourself. If I want to be an animator, I gotta get that experience. Show people I know how to animate. And if there's one thing I know how to animate, it's a fucking door. Disney's gonna be on my back, be like, yo, we need 7 doors and we need them tonight. And I'm like, listen, Disney, you work for me. I don't know about the trainee job. The set designer one needed like I spent hours fucking filling in forms and doing all this stuff. And then like near the end of it, they're like, oh, we need to show that you have experience in 3D modeling and different softwares like that. So please go into extensive detail about all of the 3D modeling software that you have used and all of the things that you have modeled in that modeling software. I'm like, oh, okay. Not a problem, sir. Let me just pull that out of my pocket real quick, and then we'll be on our way, you know. But it was a lie. I didn't have any. I want to look into the camera one. The other one was like a director, like shadowing, like a director and a producer thing. I really want to try for that one because I think that would be cool. I don't know how much experience you need, but like I do have, you know, I can point to tech and stuff and some of the other videos we made and say, I have experience in like directing and producing, and it was a while ago, but I have it. I know how to do it. The camera one would be cool, you know. It's just to do something different. I've been doing retail for too long and I'm fucking fed up with it, you know. What's really funny is the set designer one. It was like, we give you minimum, like a living wage, minimum living wage, £12.60. And I'm like, that's still more than I make in fucking my warehouse. that's that sucks. What? That's more than I make in my job. You know, please give me the job just so I can make that. What is it? 40 extra P, 39 extra P. I make 12.21 in my warehouse. When I could be making 12.60 building a set, you know, wouldn't that be the dream? What a time to be alive that would be. So where is he? So on Thursday, I'm gonna sit down and like actually try to like get some of those sorted, do something about them, because I really want to apply for them. But I also have other animation shenanigans that I need to finish as well. So I have a video animated already. I have two videos animated already. One of them I have finished. I would say I finished that today. I actually finished it today. I had to redo some of the audio, but it's gonna be, we're gonna wait a little bit to until our animation team have more stuff in our portfolio, and then we're gonna start releasing it on YouTube. And then the other video I have to do the audio for, so I'm gonna do that on Thursday. So we're gonna actually start uploading some stuff onto our YouTube channel soon. So that would actually give you, if you're busy with like interviews and stuff, you probably, I don't know if you're interested in still like doing your stream for the website, but we're gonna be putting some stuff up on YouTube. It's not gonna be like it'll be a couple of weeks, I would say, because one of the guys is going on holiday soon. So whenever he comes back, we'll see what he's got done, and then we'll probably start putting stuff up on the YouTube. Oops, that's wrong. But one of them is Strange Baby, episode 1. And that I just need to do not the animation, the vocals for it. And then that's good. We were messing around with GarageBand. And dude, GarageBand on the iPad is so different from GarageBand on my Mac. It's so different. It's so much better because it's you can touchscreen and more interactive. They can just like making music was so much fun. Oh, we spent so long doing that. And what's funny about that is before I realized I could do that, because I was animating on my phone, I was making music through my computer. And that's how 12% Yoshi is. It was all animated on my phone. All the music was done on my computer. And so before I realized there was an easier way to do both of those things. And so the music for this I'm going to do with the iPad. I actually would love to do a stream sometime where I just play with GarageBand, because it was so much fun. We were just messing around, just like knocking out beats and stuff. You can program your own beats, which was super cool. Remember like how we used to do it in tech? You would take little clips and string them together to kind of make like a beat. Well, it's kind of like that, but you can just, you can make your own soundboard and put like a big, pick whatever beats you want, put them on the soundboard, and then you can just press the buttons and activate them whenever you want. And it was super cool. We had so much fun just messing around with that. So the music for this and the music for some of the other animations I'm going to do will be done through that instead of me with my old wee MIDI keyboard, the way I used to do it. So I'm actually very excited about the stuff I can do with this iPad. I thought it was all going to be bunk. Like when I went to buy the iPad, I was like, hey, there's only one like USB-C port in it, but I kind of need one for charging my iPad, because I was like, how good's the streaming in it? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, what's the battery like if I'm streaming with the battery? Can I get away with not having to charge at the same time? And the guy's like, I don't know. I'm like, cool, because at home I use a microphone that I plug in to my laptop, and I can have a space to plug in a charger as well when I stream, because it takes a lot of energy. So what's the microphone like on the iPad? Like, could I get away with just using the microphone on the iPad instead of plugging in an external microphone? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay. All right. So I was thinking about streaming animation stuff. I want to animate, and I was going to stream animation stuff. But I know that iPads are different from like regular, like other software, like Windows based or whatever. Like, so what would be a good kind of animation software to use for the Mac, for an iPad, you know? And he said, I don't know. I'm like, all right, what do you know? And he said, well, the iPad starts at 360 pounds. And I'm like, great. Great stuff, sir. Really good stuff. Is that all you know? And he's like, well, you can pay for it in six. You can. He said you can pay for it in installments of 12. And I said, I don't want to do 12. Is there any way I could do like smaller than that? And he said no. So I'm like, all right, cool. Turns out he was a liar. If you buy it online, you can pay for it in 6 with what do you call the thing, PayPal. So I just did that and then picked it up in Belfast, so I didn't have to pay. I'm not paying something for 12 fucking months. What am I, an idiot? Although my car insurance is coming out soon, I'm going to have to pay for that in installments because Mountain Warehouse is not paying me enough. I normally like to be able to pay my insurance off in one go. I'm not going to be able to do that this year. Just because I'm just not getting the money in, you know. It's tough at the top, innit? They don't tell you this shit in school. They're like, if you want to buy an iPad and a car, don't buy an iPad and a car. You know? That's what they say. School was different back in our day. They didn't even have iPads. Whenever we were in school, an iPad wasn't even a thing. Can you believe that? And now look at me. I'm drawing a mouse. And also, I could look up a video of a video game. The things I could do with this magical piece of equipment. So crazy. All right, where are we with animating? I did a lot of talking. I need to stop talking. I need to start animating. That's not right. His torso should be smaller, I think, because he's gonna move into the background. Maybe like that. I think that's okay, right? So now we can make him black again. The green was just so that we could see him against like this black background. So that whenever I color him in, it's like easier to see, you know? Because there was a bit where, if I go like way back, where was it? Way back, probably before this. About here, I realized that like you can see like against this wheel, it's really hard to see is where his stomach is, and like here, his arm, is that his arm or is that half his arm? So I was like, this is a bad idea. And I realized when I got to here that I changed the color of his feet so that I would be able to see where they were, so I could go back and animate and color it in properly. So that's where the green came about. But then Matt saw it yesterday, and Matt was like, does the mouse being green mean that he's Irish? And I'm like, he doesn't have a nationality just yet. Although, this does look like Ireland, doesn't it? This looks like Belfast. This looks like a destroyed Belfast, like the one in Captain Planet. Remember where there's like the bomb threat? So, am I still streaming? Have I just been in this room talking to myself for like 20 minutes? To be fair, that's what streaming is. Basically. Oh. Is my iPad frozen? Uh-oh. That's bad news. Oh no, I'm okay. That's alright. That was weird. I didn't do anything for a while. Very strange. Maybe it was just because I was talking too much, you know. That happens. Oh, it is smooth though, isn't it? Look at this. Well, bam. Is there too much of a jump there? What do we think? Like he's there and then he's a little bit in the background. Should there be one in between that? Or is that okay? I think maybe if we just do it really quick, nobody will notice. You know what I mean? Ay. That's what I think, man. That's just what I think, Holmes. I think if we just do it. I think if we just do it and just kind of like. Well, yeah, that's what he's gonna do. He is gonna be around the back of the car, because he's gonna go back to his house, so it's gonna be like this bit. He's gonna where is it? It's gonna be this bit where he's gonna end up walking behind his car. So that's what's gonna happen there. So that is what I want to happen. So we just need to erase this bit, and then we're good to go. So this seems to be a rising success then. Yeah. Streamlabs out the door. No need for Streamlabs. Don't need no Streamlabs. I think that the onion skinning isn't working right now because I'm just copy and pasting the whole thing. So I'll show you what I'm about to do. And this should make the onion skin work. If I believe it will. If I erase all this, but copy and paste it here. No, that didn't work. Oh well. Oh no, I think I know what'll work. So if we draw him, where is the green color? Where is the green color? Okay. So he's gonna get a little smaller. So where's his head? Just under that. So we want him to maybe be, what if we draw him like this? So it's really, no, is that, yeah, that looks like he's moved up a little bit. Okay. Now, is his feet too small? Let me see. No, that's okay, I think, right? Yeah, I think that's okay. So we copy that, paste that there. We're making progress here, boys. We're making progress. You know? This short, by the way, like there's extra frames on this little animation that I've just done for illustration purposes that aren't really in the animation. But if we were to go back out of this, and Flip a Clip was to tell me exactly how long this animation is, it's probably only like 10 seconds long. And I've been working on this for a long time because I want it to look really nice. You know, the thing about my animation is that I always make it look really janky because that's just the way I animate. I really like that. But I think that an important thing in that is to make it look like the door, for example, right? I know I keep harping on about the door, but I think it looks really good. So like the animation style itself is really janky, but like the animation in it is good. That's what I want to do. I want them to go, oh, you know what it is? It's not, just because it's a different kind of style doesn't mean that it sucks, you know? So I really want to take my time with it. But I reckon, so like, you know, look at this. What are we on? Frame. My gosh, what frame are we on? Like 180? And we probably only have 10 seconds, 15 seconds of footage. I'm hesitant to go back out and check it because if I do, Flip a Clip will probably just put another fucking advert in there. You know? Where did this come from? See this? There it goes. It's gone. We can probably do it in black again. Let's go back to using black. I don't like the green. The green I only did so it would stand out, but I like the black better. So his head is a couple of pixels below that car. Where was he whenever he goes behind the car? He starts about there. So maybe we should go to there. Let me see. Okay, here. So when he starts to disappear, oh, what's this? What's this? Okay, hang on. Yeah, there's something right there. I gotta take that out. I gotta remove that. Where was it? Right there. Okay. Okay, we're back. So let me see. So, but when he starts to disappear behind the car, he's just at the top of that wee lip. Right here. So let's remember that. And then he goes up a bit. Okay. He's just below that wee lip. That's good to know. Good to know. There he is. Closes the door. Oops. So if we... It's actually pretty close. So we'll make him... Oop, not that one. This frame. Where is it? We'll have him turning his head. Like this. And then his body's going to be here. And then we'll just make his leg look like it's kind of doing a little walk. How does that look? Oh, maybe. Is he too far in? He might be too far in. Oops. Do you know what I mean when I say too far in? He's here, so this frame, he should be a little closer to where he was. So he should be maybe like here. I still think that's too high. How does that look? Let me see. Yeah, that looks better, I think. I think that looks better. Where is this little guy coming from? Where does he keep coming from? There we go. I'll touch that up a little bit too. Okay. What time is it? 10:30? Almost 10:30. What, are we going for an hour and a half? That's not bad, man. Normally, if I was doing an hour and a half stream, Streamlabs would have closed a billion times by now. I don't think we even got to an hour and a half yesterday. Because Streamlabs cut so many times. It was a shambles. There we go. So, I'll erase all of this. I wonder where the onion skinning went. That would have been super helpful. Sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't. But, whatever. We don't need it. We don't need it. We can do this all by ourselves. Pat's hardest port rush now, has it calmed down? Or is it still the same? Have we learned how to play golf yet? Gareth, would you ever go up and play golf in the port rush? See, I know loads of my relatives, like, they really want to go and play in port rush. I'm like, you know what you could do is just not. You could just not. I don't get why they like golf so much. Is that torso long enough? Yeah, what do you think of that? We went to like the mini golf thing up in Belfast whenever my brother was over. It was really good. I'd been before. Me and Sarah and Lisa went a few years ago. To I don't know where it is. It's like really near the cinema. You know, the one that's near the Odyssey. And it was really good. It's like £12 for like 18 holes, I think. It's good fun. Although the last hole didn't count. The last hole wasn't a proper hole. And you know me, I know a proper hole when I see it. Is that spaced out enough? That's probably okay. Now, have I cheated with this? That? Where was that? Where did you play that? I think in motion you'll know what that means, you know? If I erase this bit. Port Rush. What a time to be alive. It's the golf course pad zones. You could make a lot of money when those golf guys come in, you know? Just like fool them. This is what it's like. Come on in, sir. Get the full Ireland experience. And then you just sit to drink whiskey all day, you know? And then like, this is really what the Ireland experience is. Like, yeah, this is it. This is it. Do people stay over like after the golf, or like once the golf's over, are they like, see you later? I don't want to stick around for this shit. Port Rush, no thank you. You know? Ungrateful dogs. What a waste of like a lovely grass area. You could use that as a park, you know? A lovely park you could take your dogs to. And somebody was like, no, 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 no. We have to play the most boring game in the world. Right here. And it's also going to be super expensive to get in. So if you want to be bored to death, you got to pay for it, sir. And then we'll put it on TV. And then people who want to fall asleep quickly can just watch it. But they'll have to pay for it too, because fuck you. You know? Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. There we go. So for this bit, this is good animation here. It's a little trick. Because he's walking behind the car, we just don't have to do anything for a couple of frames. So let me see where the bit where he walks behind the car. So here he disappears behind the car. 92. So 93, 94. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoops. 7 frames where he's not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 frames. So let's do the same thing over here. There's some meticulous. I don't think I did it here, though, did I? That's interesting. 1. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 frames for that one. But let's keep it consistent. Let's do 7 frames. So where were we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this frame, he's going to be up here. He's probably going to come out about here. It would be his nose that would come out, wouldn't it? And then we'll put this in. Yes. How does this look? I think this is looking good. I'm happy with this so far. This is only scene 1 of like a lot of scenes. This is going to take me forever to animate. Whenever I get bored at the end of it. What the fuck? Oh, it's Charizard and Blastoise. I didn't recognize my boys. Because they were very small and far away. Where did you get the Pokemon things from? Like what stream allows that? I need to add more thingies. More frames. It's already important. I looked up, we thought that like the way to be advocate on Twitch had been made easier, so it'd be easier to become like a affiliate on Twitch, but it's still pretty much the same. You still need, like, I've accomplished most of the stuff I need to do, but I need to get like 3 different people chatting at the same time on 3 different days. But I also need to get 25 followers, and I need both those things to happen within the same 30 days, and that looks like it could take a long time. You know, I just don't know if that is a feasible idea for me. So I'm just going to focus on the drawing. You know, my streams aren't going to be too focused on impressing people with, you better subscribe to the channel or I'm going to kill your entire family. You know, it's going to be more like, just watch me slowly animate a mouse for a long time. You know, there will be other mice. I should comment. There will be more than, I should probably go back to the green for this bit, just so I can see what I'm doing. It does take time. Both animation and getting a following on Twitch takes a long time. Oh, why is that not drawing? That's interesting. That's very interesting. So I'm drawing a circle right now, but for some reason it's only colored in the top bit. That's concerning. I wonder what that's about. I hope that isn't a blind spot on my iPad already. That would be disappointing. You want to see a whole host of mooses? Whenever me and Matt were on, we were talking about what's going to happen with the show. And I had said, what's going to happen is Frank the Mouse comes home and he goes into his house. And then what's the next bit? Well, he's here. And this is the next frame. He opens the door. And all his little mouse children are there. The big one was just there for comedic effect. But I will redraw this bit. This is just like a frame of reference. He's going to have loads of mice. Little mice babies. His wife left him. For reasons that we'll explain later in the animation. But his wife left him. And then he has to look after all the babies because his wife's out like partying and doing coke and stuff. And so he's come home from work. What's he going to do? So the rest of this is going to be in like animatics, which I drew to try to explain to Matt the rest of the show. But what's going to happen is Frank the Mouse is going to scoop all the... He does, yeah. He just leaves them in his house when he's in the office because he can't afford... He says he can't afford a babysitter. He probably can. And that will get explained later too. So at nighttime, he just runs around his house and scoops up the children in like a big like bulldozer scoop kind of thing. scoops them all up, and then he puts them into like a cage so that they can go to bed. That's where they sleep, just inside a big cage. Because then they're all together. He doesn't have to worry about them. If they're all in like beds, he has to tuck them all in and kiss them goodnight. But if they're all in a cage, then he doesn't have to worry about it. And then in the morning, they kind of plop down into like this Wallace and Gromit style machine. And then he throws them into the machine. And then you can see that this is a machine by the branding on it. And then they come out of the machine onto like a conveyor belt, right? And then the conveyor belt puts them into the kitchen. So he's in the kitchen, he's reading the newspaper and probably smoking a cigarette. I think that would be funny. And so what happens is the conveyor belt drops the baby mice onto like a high chair, and then he like gives them like a bowl, like a spoonful of gruel, stops it in the mouse's head, the baby mouse. And then as soon as the baby mouse gets the food, the high chair like catapults the mouse out of the way, and then a new mouse falls out of the conveyor belt and falls into the chair, and then Frank feeds it, and then it catapults the second mouse out, and it just goes on like a literal conveyor belt. I thought that gag was really funny, and I really want to animate that. I think that's going to be a really funny bit. But it also like highlights Frank the Mouse as a terrible parent, which is what I want to highlight. I think that's really funny. Well, not funny. You know what's really funny? Tragic household. That's not quite what I mean. But like it puts over the character that I'm trying to portray with Frank the Mouse here. He's either going to be reading the newspaper or like he's going to be like batting on the horses or something right here. Because I think that, again, that really portrays the kind of character we're talking about with Frank the Mouse. He's just not a very good parent. He's not a very good person. He's disappointed in his life. And so he just can't, like feeding the kids are like an afterthought to him. He's not really paying attention. So that's stuff I'm going to get to. Those are some of these scenes that I had ideas for. But again, that's going to be so far ahead in the future. It's going to take forever to like actually get to, you know, because we're too busy doing this. So the good news for everybody is that what's going to happen next is it's going to end up with some more door action. But I don't think the door action is going to happen in this scene. It'll happen in the next one. So what we'll do tonight, really quickly, is we'll just wrap up him getting to the door. And then if we can do that, we've actually accomplished like loads of stuff, you know? It doesn't sound like we've done a whole lot, but we actually have. So we said we were going to go with green, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah. So he's going to be here. Oh, something is... Oh, I know why that is. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm a fucking stupid idiot. Oh, I'm so stupid. It was on the wrong layer. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Why doesn't this work? I was in the wrong layer. Durr. Oh my god, what the fuck's wrong with me? And you want to be a professional animator. Yeah, I do. Well, you shouldn't have been such a fucking idiot. You know? Mm-hmm. Is he really small there? Is he too small there? He might be too small there. If I make his torso just a scooch bigger. Just a scooch. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Just a scooch bigger on the torso, and then his legs are down in front of the car. Like that. Yeah. What size is the brush? Is that 1? Okay. Let me paste that here. We're almost done, fellas. Don't worry about it. Thank you for coming. That means I appreciate it. That's what the kids are going to be saying soon. I know, like, I'm always ahead of the curve when it comes to, like, slang with the younger generation. So they're all going to be like, "Preesh." And then if somebody's like, "What does that mean?" You're going to be able to go, "I know what that means. It means I appreciate it." That's what it means. It's not just me having a weird noise. Preesh. It means I appreciate it. Let's get this color back. We're almost done. So we're just going to make him walk up to the door. And then we're good to go. Where is it? So he's going to be here, I think. Yeah, that's... yeah. Oops. Give him a bit of a belly there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that, yeah. 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 Cha. Yeah. This is the stream. I start showing this to people, like a potential, like, investor. And they're like, I don't, the animation was good. Commentary, leave a lot to be desired. I'm like, what? What didn't you like about it? All the stuff I said about my children. All the stuff I said about Donald Trump earlier. I don't know if you're around for that. I said a lot of stuff about Donald Trump. I know, right? Surprise. But I just don't like him. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't like dictator fascists. So, sorry. I know I'm one of a kind, man. I know my opinions are my own, but just don't care much for them. I think they're bad news, man. That's what I think. So what if I draw him now from like behind, like this? Do you know what I mean? This is his head. This is his head. This is your head. This is your head on drugs. It's the same head. I should really be going back to look at the old ones for reference, but I just can't be bothered. That does look like he's walking towards his door, doesn't it? But it also looks like the door is going to be fucking huge when he gets to it. Do you think anybody's going to notice? Will anybody mind that? I don't think so. Look at that door action, man. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I think we're probably getting pretty close to the end here. I want to do a couple more frames. You have to leave like time for sound effects as well. So like there's definitely going to be a bit where like you hear him unlocking his door, or like maybe I should do a bit where he's like searching for his keys. You know? Is that too much attention to detail, or would that be good? I think that would be funny. There's a bit where he's like patting his trousers to look for some keys, you know? So there we go. Is that high enough? Maybe if I make that just a little bit more like that. Something's not right about that, is it? No, maybe that's okay. Maybe that is okay. Maybe that's okay. Yeah. It's hard to tell, man. I feel like his feet need to be further up, you know? But we'll roll with this for now. Hmm. 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 I didn't think it would be this hard to talk and stream at the same time. Well, not talking and streaming, that's easy, but talking and animating, you know? Because you just stop thinking about stuff. You just think about the animating. I don't know if people want to actually hear me talk about animating when they're watching me animate. Do you know what I mean? Are they like, we don't care enough? It's hard to know. It's hard to know what people are into these days. I'm certainly not a guy with his finger on the pulse. Wait, did I raise the wrong one? Shit. No, I didn't erase the wrong one. What the fuck was I thinking about? Okay. So where was he? Just about where the window is. So we need him to be about here. Okay, so why can't I go any further than that? Why can't I draw above here? What's this about? Why can I only draw on lines? This is... Why has this happened? Huh. Oh, I see. I see what I did. I see. I put on some sort of free transform window thing. I did not mean to put on. There we go. God, I'm bad at this, aren't I? How did I get this far? Unbelievable. Just gonna put a bunch of frames of the car in by itself, so I don't have to keep erasing them. You know what I mean? Where was he? Yeah, so just above the window. So he should be here. Oops. This doesn't look like with his feet. Is that right? It doesn't look like his feet are moving very much. Okay. Wait, what is happening here? Undo. Undo. Okay, now the onion skin's working. So we need him to be about here. And that's his head. And that's the torso. Oops. And there's his legs. His legs look like they're in the same place. I guess they're not. So should he be here? Hang on. I'm trying to think of this scene where I look at where his doorknob is. He's opening the door with his right hand, but the door handle's on the left hand side. So he has his briefcase in his left hand. So this one is incorrect. So he should be in the same position, but just closer to the door. Right? The torso might be too big. I think the torso is too big. I think so. I think we cut it to about there. We're good to go. It's a little better, I think. So he needs to be... like that. I think that's okay. So then we're going to turn his head again. So he's going to be facing this way. He'll have his briefcase in his hand. And his little legs. Let me see what that looks like. Let me see from all the way back. Just for the record, today, what we did was we probably started about here. So frame, I'd say 158 or 159, we started at today. And we're probably going to end around 206. So 50 frames kind of hobble together. It's not bad for a day's work, man. Not finished, but like, gets out of the car. Yeah. Okay. All these fucking adverts. Okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. I know it's a school night. I would hate to keep you, and I go work tomorrow. So we all have things that we need to do. I need to go and get a bundle of cocaine. For me, I don't know. For somebody else, maybe. Who's to say? I mean, obviously me. I'm the one that's saying it. But I'll never reveal my sources. They'll never find me. So I'm going to have a couple of frames where we just kind of linger on this. So maybe it'll take us up to frame 215, I think. Maybe not even 215. Let's see. We're in 211. So we copy the background, put the background in for now. And then go back here. So we'll make his arm move. What if we copy that and paste that in here? Did the wrong frame. We copy this frame. No. This one. This one? Yes, this one. And give that. Oh, they copied the wrong thing again. Son of a bitch. Copy this. Paste that. I seem to have misdrawn his leg, so we'll do that real quick. Hardly matters. So wait for a frame or two with that. And then kind of make his arm look like it's moving. Maybe we will need to go to 15. We'll make his arm look like it's rising up to go to the door. And then that will do us, I think. Because that should be this. How would we do that? Like this, I guess. Yeah, we might not even need to go to 15. This should look like he's reaching for the door. And then put that a couple of places. And let's see what that looks like. Oops. Let's play from there. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. So we go like this. You can see he's reaching. He gets really small at some point. Don't worry about that. We can fix that. But he's reaching for the door. maybe if we double that again, paste that. So in the next scene we can do is going to be him like inside in this room where he opens up the door and he sees that all his kids are on the floor. So we can go on from there. So maybe the next time that I do this, I'm going to go in and like clean up the frames, the wireframes, and like actually draw the mice. You know what I mean? Color him in, put his briefcase in. I really like him coming out of the car. He looks really jaunty. Make his feet move a little bit. Yeah. Okay. This has been a surprisingly productive episode. I'm very happy about this. I'm probably going to call it here because I think it's still 11 o'clock at night. We all have things to do. You know, I don't know what those things are. I'm not interested. I'm not going to pry. That's your private business. I'm going to try to be on tomorrow. Thursday I might do, but I've got some recording to do on Thursday at probably about 8 o'clock. So I might come on a bit earlier. I might just not stream it. Friday and Saturday I'm going to be busy. So tomorrow there'll be a stream, and probably Sunday there'll be a stream. And we'll see how far we can get with Frank the Mouse. So that's exciting. We can draw other stuff as well. I'm not beholden to Frank the Mouse. Like I said, I have Syringe Baby as a project in the background as well. So it might be good to do like one or two of them one at a time. You know, go back and forth so I'm not getting too stuck. The reason I was doing Syringe Baby on stream and I got just fed up of doing it because it's so dialogue heavy. A lot of it's just them standing around moving their mouth. So I started diving into Frank the Mouse because I knew it'd be more fun to draw. And it was just a lot of fun to draw. But I'm happy to kind of go back and forth on those. Captain Sandwich Man is dead. It's not coming back. It'll never come back. That was just a little demonstration for the stream, you know. But it's never coming back. Anyway, this was good. I'll hopefully put this on YouTube and make this the start of me backing up my things on YouTube. And maybe I'll do some shorts and stuff of the door. I need to get some funnier banter so I can put the shorts up. And make a TikTok account and all that shit. But yeah, thank you very much for anybody that watched this. I'll be back tomorrow, probably. I would say around the same time, like 9 o'clock. And we'll go for a few hours. And we'll see what happens. But thank you very much for watching. I will see you all tomorrow. Good night, good day, good night and good day. You lovely people, you're the best. I love you. Don't eat too much soup.